Lastly, I would like to bring up something that Art here has brought up earlier, and that is the raids and the way the raids are conducted, and usually the what happens to go on at the raids, and typically, in many instances, it is what the military calls a dry hole, or whoops. Several times this happened. Specifically, I have one event I would like to talk about, and I'll be providing some video evidence. It's sort of a truncated version of the raid, but you can get the gist. It was just a typical night raid. It was my platoon, a couple Bradleys. We rolled out to this house, and the procedure for getting into the gate, because typically there were concrete walls with metal gates closed and secured, so we would steer the Bradleys into the walls to knock down the wall and tear down the infrastructure, whatever security infrastructure the person's home had. Sometimes even crushing the vehicles parked right behind it, because you can't see over it. After doing that, we drop the ramp and continue inside. We go to the right door, which happens to be the wrong door. You can't get in the house through this door. There's actually there's a deep freeze behind the house. So in all this chaos, everyone's screaming and trying to find another way to get in. We go through the front door. And then we start hearing a lady screaming from the inside, her and her children. And we get to the door and bust the door in and take her and her children to what we call the EPW roundup area, which is where a couple lower enlisted soldiers would take the enemy prisoners of war, like this lady and her children, at gunpoint and hold them until the raid was complete. So moving on through there, we entered their house and destroyed it. We rummaged through her personal effects that touched things no one should ever probably touch, looking for weapons. Puncturing the walls, looking for soft spots. That was the new thing at the point in time, that they were putting things in the walls. So that was our order. So I guess to make this a long story short, we destroy this lady's house and we find nothing. We've scared her to death and her children, and come out, find out at the end of the video, you'll even hear, we were off by a number. It was the house across the street. So, and we didn't go. This is really, I mean, at the time, I actually say, hey, we've got time, why don't we go? However, we didn't go. We chalked it up, and as he says, Charlie Mike went home and maybe went to bed. So, if you don't mind, I would like to show that video, if I could. It's pretty dark. The video is really not all that much. The audio is what's compelling. Let's go.
So we're not hearing the audio. Can you either turn it up and play it from the beginning again, please? Can you, Steve or Jeff, can you roll it back to the beginning so we can get all the audio?
And turn it up good and loud. It's kind of...
And play it again from the beginning, please.
Get over the door! Guys up! All right, team 1, let's go. Team 2, pull back. Go, get out. Get the fuck out. Team 2, stand back. Get out! Get out! Get out! Be that way. Stay outside. Go! What happened? Yes, my children. I need my children. Okay. What happened? What? What's that? Let's go. Please help me.
That door is all fucked up.
Has this on it? Has this on it?
Oh, shit. This woman saying that, oh, you was here, right?
What'd she say? I didn't hear.
Guy lived across the street.
Oh, no. Let's go across the street. We got time.
So, Steve, can you tell us a little bit about what happened in that scene?
Yeah, that scene was just kind of spliced together. Really, it's the beginning and the end. It was the entry after we went to the second door. It was the wooden doors we kind of saw at the end with all the locks that we'd beaten off. And then we, of course, dragged them outside at gunpoint and rounded them up and had them scared for, it was probably about a 45-minute ordeal. Unfortunately, I didn't have that much even video left on my hard drive at the time. And the way it was videoed, if you were wondering, on my vest, I had it corded. The camera was corded to my vest, and I just was able to pause it on and off to save memory so I could get bits and pieces instead of just all the beginning or all of the middle. So altogether, there's actually 7 minutes of footage. But what you just saw was the bringing her out, the initial clearing of the first floor, and then the end, once we realized there's absolutely nothing in the house. We've destroyed her house with absolutely no respect for anything that was in there. And then we get the word that, whoops, wasn't the right place. So that being said, I just do want to add that is not an isolated incident. I can speak on the behalf of the platoon I was with. That was not an isolated incident for us. But I would like to say I can't blame the people who did it. I was one of them. We were all good people. We just were in a bad situation, and we did what we had to do to get through. So for all those in the video and that I served with, like Cliff said, I have to thank them. And I hope they hear it. That's all I have.